Ezzytalk podcast back on effect.
We're here.
This is going to be definitely a banger today because we have our first female guest, everybody.
Sheesh.
We got Jojo in the building, and I'm pretty excited about this because I never had a female guest. In the year I've been doing this podcast, I haven't had a female guest. So,
dang, it's an honor.
You were an easy choice to find, bro, because you've been a supporter since day one.
Always.
And, like, you stay in tune with everything. So, thank you for coming on here and chopping it up with me for the one time. But how you feeling?
Feeling good. Just excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Shoot.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a full circle moment right now. Been watching you since the start. Now I'm here.
Man, it's been all love since day one, man.
Always.
I appreciate it all. But how you have a podcast yourself?
I do.
You want to talk about that a little bit before we dive into this week's episode?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Well, it's called the Socially Awkward Podcast. It's me and my best friend, Summer. And it's pretty much just us just talking about a bunch of just random topics, just random stuff, like controversial stuff, like here and there. But, I mean, for the most part, it's more like comedy kind of based podcast. Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy, but just wanted to really just put something out there and just do something, I guess.
Hell yeah. And what I like about your idea is that you do something different. You go to the beach and record. What made you like think of that?
I don't know. Like, usually a lot of the times, like in my free time, I should say, like usually I'm like out at the beach, going somewhere, going on a hike, doing something just outdoors. So I was like, why not just do the podcast outside since I'm always out here all the time. So why not just take a camera, take a audio recorder and just do it, you know?
Oh yeah, I like stuff like that because that's out of the ordinary, you know? Like, it's different. It's what's going to make you stand out, you know? So
yeah,
I fuck with that heavy.
No, yeah, I appreciate it.
How many episodes are you in?
Sheesh, we've recorded at least 15 episodes at least.
15. That's solid, man.
Yeah.
Solid. You want to shout out your podcast on there?
Yeah. Shout out to the Socially Awkward Podcast with your host, Jay. Me, of course. I'll have my co-host on there as well, Vizo. So make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you guys watch it, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, I definitely want to have you on the podcast too.
Hey, I'm ready. Whenever you need me, I'm there. Everything for her podcast is going to be in the description, y'all. So make sure you guys go check that out. But before we dive into this, I always do this because I take like mental health seriously. Ever since I went through it myself, I like to check in with everybody. Scale 1 to 10, how are you mentally, physically, and emotionally?
Sheesh. Mentally, I'd say I'm about an 8.
8? That's a solid number.
Yeah. Emotionally, I'd say maybe like 7, 7.5. And then physically, like a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. The reason why I started doing that was originally I got it from a podcast called I Am Athlete. You know, those are like retired NFL players just talking about how the business was for them and everything, what they went through mentally, you know, because a lot of times we don't really see what people go through behind closed doors and everything.
Yeah.
And me, myself, I went through a depression and it sucked. So, like, I always like to talk about it with somebody, you know, because you never know what people are going through,
right?
You know, and people don't talk about it as much as they should, you know. So
yeah,
I'd like to kind of do it, you know, just to see how people are doing and stuff like that. But I do have some Q&As for you guys. We started this up last episode. Thank you guys for sending them in. Jojo, you want to hop in this? You're more than welcome to. Let's dive into these questions really quick. So I got, first question is, what inspires and motivates you? You guys kind of already heard this from me, so let's kind of hear it from Jojo.
Sheesh, that's a really good question. Honestly, what motivates me to kind of do like the podcast and stuff like that, it's just, I feel like my love for like film and like creating stuff and stuff like that. Like, I'll talk about it later on when we get into like the topics and stuff like that. But I kind of like lost myself for a cool second and like who I was. So like just like kind of rediscovering myself and like rediscovering like things that like I actually enjoy doing. Like I realized like I actually enjoy film and stuff like that. So it kind of just, I try and keep myself motivated, and then I have like a good group of like friends and like a really good support system that kind of keep me going all the time, just constantly, always just, you got to do this, you got to do what you got to do, stuff like that. So I think just, having a good support system and just realizing like you got to do what makes you happy at the end of the day is just what really keeps me going.
That's a big thing to have too, is a support system around you, because I have it as well. And like I have people that will be in my ear like, yo, why aren't you dropping this week? Or yo, why aren't you recording and stuff? Mm-hmm. But we all need that, because that's what's going to help us get that little push to keep going and shit like that. But that's hella dope. Second question is, do you believe in different timelines or lifetimes?
Oh.
I don't know. Like, I'm up in the air, honestly. Part of me says no. Part of me says yes. Just because of, like, I watch, like, a lot of TV and stuff. And, like, it's a whole bunch of, like, fantasies and shit like that. But for the most part, I don't think I really believe in that stuff.
That's a hard one. I don't know, because I hear a lot of people talk about past lives and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I was actually talking about that recently with one of my homies, and we were just like, what would you like be like in like a past life? Like what like race would you be? Would you be like a man, a woman, stuff like that? Like it's crazy to think about stuff like that.
It's like that thing could go on for like hours and
forever.
Shit. Like it's a mind trip, honestly. But for me, I'm not really too big into that.
Yeah.
Next one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Me, honestly, like 5 years from now, I should be blown up with this Ezzytalk. I should be doing this full time, living off of it, and just being the best podcaster and YouTuber that there ever is, That's honestly where I see myself. Because I'm a big believer in like speaking things to an existence, manifesting, stuff like that. So I got to talk a big game.
Yeah, shoot. You're doing a good job now. Shoot. Out here doing your thing. I respect it.
Thank you. Thank you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Shoot. Hopefully, same as you, just doing this whole podcast thing, doing the content creation, and just hopefully blown up off it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And I believe you're going to get there too.
I appreciate it.
You have the mind and like the creativity, the consistency to do it. So I'm number one for it, man, Next one will be, is there anything you feel you can improve or be improved with the podcast? I mean, there's always room for improvement. I say that all the time. As far as now, like, I kind of want to get like a really solid setup. So like it's in the works right now, but I'm trying to like convert my room into a setup. Kind of like this room, but like smaller. So like I'm trying to get like an interface, a computer, basically another type of setup. And, we're going to get it cracking. But that's basically it for me. Do you feel like you could, with your podcast, you feel like you could prove it with anything?
Yeah, I feel like you said, there's always room for improvement. Shoot, for me, it just starts with me releasing some stuff for starters. And then I feel like just getting like a solid schedule down just with recording.
That is the biggest thing, honestly, is just being on a schedule and then sticking to it consistently. That's like something I can improve on, just to add on to that too. So it's tough. I'm not going to cap it.
It is.
It's really tough because like you could plan out everything in your head, but like actually executing it, man, that shit is tough.
But different.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. We'll do a couple more. I don't want to take up too much of your time with this one. Let's see. A lot of questions got sent in. What advice would you give to anyone struggling to follow their dreams? This is a good one. I like this one. The advice I would give is just go for it. Don't even think about it. If that's something you really want to do it. And just build your support group as well too. A lot of people don't have that. So, and find your why, honestly. I know it could sound like a little corny, but it's true, You have to find your why. If you really want to do it, just dive into it. Invest into yourself, invest into your dream, and just take off from there.
No, yeah, definitely have to find your why. I really respect that you said that, because I mean that's important, trying to figure out why you're doing it and what's your purpose. And I think, I mean, yeah, you said it. Yeah. Hit the nail on the hammer. Wait, pause.
She said, wait, pause.
Pause. Said that totally backwards, but yeah.
Hell yeah. Anything I can add on that really quick? I feel like I said everything on that one, but hell yeah. I'll do one more. Who inspires you to be the person you are today? Oof. There's a couple people that inspire me, but there's one person that really inspires me, and I have her name tatted on my chest. It's my grandma. My grandma she passed away 12 years ago this year.
Oh, wow.
So she was a big influence in my life. She taught me how to be a gentleman, she basically raised me. That was another mom to me. So that's who inspires me every day, to be a better person.
Dang. That was deep. But yeah, no, I feel you. I think someone who there are a lot of people like you said that inspire me, but I have to say my parents, honestly. They just really instilled in me to just go for what you want, and then once you do it, make sure you're the best at it. Be, no matter what it is, just do it and be the best. No matter what you have to do, just do it.
That's amazing that your parents are supportive, because a lot of cases parents aren't supportive.
Yeah.
They're on a strict system no, you need to do this, you need to do that. You don't have time to do this, you're wasting your time. So it's it sucks, because that kills the person's dreams and what they want to do,
Yeah.
And it just forces them to fall into a society that they don't want to live in.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's dope that you have supportive parents.
Yeah.
It makes everything 10 times easier, because they understand,
Yeah.
and they're behind you 100%. They're not going to watch you fail or nothing,
Yep. Exactly.
Hell yeah, that was a deep ass Q&A, to be honest.
It really was.
Shit, I feel a little emotional right now and everything, but that's dope. Everybody keep sending in questions. They're going to be answered every episode from here on. This is the second episode that we're doing this. So I appreciate all the love you guys are giving for the Q&As. Now let's dive into these topics. You sent some topics, man, and I was damn, we have to talk about it on the pod, because this is some real life shit,
Yeah.
Do you remember the topics you sent in, or I could pull them up really quick?
I remember one or two.
Okay. So let's start with the heartbreak stories. Ooh. It's gonna get messy right now, everybody. It's gonna get fucking messy. Let's kick it off. You want to start it off? I'll let you start it off, because you sent in the topics.
Oh, okay, for sure. Sheesh. I think I've had my heart broken one time. Yeah, I'd say one time. But it's just crazy. I was pretty much just a little backstory was I was just with this dude. We were together for the longest time. We go way back, before we were even together. We go back at least a century, at least 10 years type shit.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, I mean, we had known each other forever, grew up together pretty much at this rate, and so we were kind of just always a little kind of flirtatious in a way, always kind of danced around it, but never really did anything into a relationship or anything like that. But we went through high school together, we graduated, and then I think that's when things just realized, things really set in, shoot, we need to just stop dancing around the bush, stop being around the bush.
We need to get to it right now.
Get cracking. Yeah. And then we just, just said, screw it. We ended up getting together, really happy for, I'd say maybe a year. And then just things just kind of, declined a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I guess it's natural just when you're with someone for so long, and then it's you start to come into the people that you are and who you're meant to be, and then it's just you start to realize you guys are like different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so we started, having like little like disagreements and stuff like that. And then, just life happened. And I guess we just both realized like, damn, like as much as we wanted it to work, it just wasn't going to work. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was sad. It did break my heart. Like I was like really sad about it for like the longest period of time. And I was just like, I kind of like I said earlier, just lost myself, just lost who I was because I was so like invested in that relationship. I was just like, gave that relationship everything just out of me, just everything. Like it was crazy. Like I lost who I was. I forgot who I was. I was so just content with like making him happy. And I thought it was okay just to, make sure that someone else was happy before making like myself happy.
Jeez. Love how you do some crazy things, man.
Honestly.
Do you guys like still talk to each other to this day or?
No. We kind of just cut everything off.
Okay. That's like, for me personally, I feel like that's like the best route to go, you know? So like it allows you to heal better.
Yeah.
That's me personally. That was a deep ass story, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
10 years, that's a long time. That's like more than like a quarter of your life.
Yeah.
Right now, like, yeah, that's years invested, you know?
Yeah, all that spent with just like one person. It's just
man,
a lot.
Honestly, I feel like I've only had like one true heartbreak, you know, and this was like last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take it back a little bit. When I was in high school, like I wasn't like the best person, to be honest. I wasn't the type to like settle down and like talk to one girl, you know. I was an asshole in high school. I'm not gonna cap. So I didn't start getting serious with myself until like after I graduated high school. You know, I was living in Vegas. I was going to school, so like I was isolated from everybody that I knew. So it allowed me to like sit down and like evaluate myself.
Right.
You know, I hated myself in high school. Now that I look back at it. Fast forward, I moved back out here with my family. You know, and last year I meet this girl. And, you know, we're, you know, the normal stuff. We're talking, you know, stuff. We make things official after a month of dating. And we ended up going out for 6 months. I know it doesn't seem long, but like in those 6 months, like I've told her stuff I've never told anybody else in my life, you know? So I automatically grew that connection with her. I felt comfortable with her and stuff. Now, this time last year in July, we went to Rolling Loud and this girl that was also from out here was at Rolling Loud Miami. So she had texted me and stuff and was all like, yo, if you see Roddy Ricch or whoever, send videos. But I didn't really like pay no mind to it, you know, because I'm in a relationship and stuff like that. But I just ended up saying like, oh, I didn't end up seeing him. And that was it, you know. We get back from the trip. I was at her house. She was going through my phone. And then she seen that girl messaged me. But like, I'm not gonna delete the messages because like I had nothing to hide, you know. Like I wasn't flirting, you know, nothing like that. And then she straight out said like, you need to unfollow this girl, you know, block her, stuff like that, you know. And this is like a couple months into the podcast and stuff. So I'm like in the mindset like I can't just block people, you know. This person could be a potential supporter and everything like that, you know? I told her that, and then she looked at me, she was all like, well, what's so special about your podcast? And I was like, wow, like, never like, I would have thought like somebody would say that to me, especially because like I opened up and everything like that.
Yeah.
So fast forwarded, you know, ever since that incident happened, I felt like there was a decline in the relationship, you know, just because like I was hurt by it. Yeah. You know, but because I loved her, I kind of just brushed it off. But deep down, I was still hurt about it, you know? Yeah. So I felt there was a decline in it. And then like closer time to my birthday, well, we were on and off after that. You know, it was just, things just weren't the same. So we were on and off. We got back together before my birthday. You know, you came to my birthday party. Yeah. 21st birthday party. It was late. You was there too. You know, everything was solid. She didn't go. And I was really hurt about that too. She was like just saying like, oh, I have work and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. If you can't come to my party, can you at least come to my birthday dinner the next day?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't go to that either. So like I was just kind of hurt. So like I remember taking her out to dinner and just telling her how I felt about everything, you know? And I thought I was doing the right thing, you know, but she ended up crying in the restaurant, having anxiety attacks and stuff like that. So I mean, at the end of the night, I thought everything was solid because I let out all my feelings.
Yeah.
But in reality, it didn't really work. So fast forward from there, the next weekend after, I ended up getting my car, you know, new car and everything, my first car. And I'm trying to call her like the whole day that I'm getting my car to tell her like, hey, I'm finally getting my own car.
Yeah.
She doesn't answer. And I texting her, doesn't answer. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like I'm trying to share like some big news with you and like no pickup, no nothing. So I came back home that night, slept, and then I woke up in the morning, called her, she answered. I was like, well, what's up? Like, why didn't you like answer me or nothing like that? She was like, oh, I just wasn't by my phone. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, that's bullshit, you know? So I'm like, do you even want to be in a relationship? She was like, honestly, like, I'm just not mentally in it right now. I'm like, all right, cool. Cut it all off, and then I ended up going into a little depression afterwards because I just felt so like betrayed and heartbroken. And after that, you know, I was like in a slump. Like it was a bad slump, but I'm just thankful that I have the family that I have, you know, because they helped me get through it and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Talked it out with them, and yeah, here I am today. You know, this was about like 10 months ago, like last September, so it's almost been a year.
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. But kudos to you, like, for real, like, getting through that, because, I mean, I know how you feel, because it's a lot when you're dealing with, like, relationships and stuff like that.
It is, you know, and, like, I'm learning, like, you have to, like, learn how to balance everything.
Yeah.
I think back then was, like, my mindset was just more like, okay, it's cool, I have a girlfriend, but, like, I have this podcast, too, and I'm, like, leaning more towards the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I think I should have learned how to balance, but, and, you know, it's a learning, now I take it as a learning experience, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I know how to, like, deal with things now, and, you know, but it's all good. You know, I met someone new. So it's all solid, you know? So that's my heartbreak story.
Jeez, bro.
Life goes on, man. It really does go on, but... Damn, I think that's like the deepest conversation I've had on this podcast.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I've never like opened up fully about that.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, I feel like everybody like deserves to know about me, especially like on a platform that I'm trying to build up.
Yeah.
Everybody should know something about me, you know? So I don't mind like opening up and sharing like deep shit, you know? What was the other topic that we were talking about? What was it? Getting ghosted. Oh, shit. I've been ghosted many times. Like, it's been crazy. But you want to kick that off?
Yeah. Yeah, no, like you said, shoot, no, I've been ghosting too many dang times for me to even count, to even keep up with.
Oh, God, I feel the same way, man.
But I don't know. It's just wild, like, how you can just talk to somebody and then you guys could just be getting along like that, like just on it, and then just all of a sudden they just disappear. It's just like, bro, like, where'd you go?
Like, what the fuck? Like, I was supposed to take you on a date. Like, what?
Yeah, like I thought we were getting along so well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't do that though to people. Like, I feel like that's just disrespectful. Like, if you like don't want to continue this, just say it. Like, we're grown adults. Why not just say it?
Oh, God. That's what I'm saying. But, like, I've been ghosted many times in high school. So, but, like, back in high school, I didn't really care, you know, because I'm like, okay, like, cool, just on to the next one. But I think it hit a little bit more, like, when I got older.
Oh, yeah,
you know, and I was, like, more serious about things. I'm like, damn, you ghosted me. But, you know, I took it as, like, fuck you. Like, you know, I got to do my own thing now. But what was crazy was, like, last weekend, I went camping. And, like, I dropped the episode. Did I drop the... Yeah, I dropped the episode out there. And, like, a whole, like, couple girls, like, hit me up saying, like, oh, dang, you ghosted me. Like, what happened? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, like, I never did, you know? Like, I've just been on my grind and stuff.
Right.
you know? So it's been crazy, honestly.
I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, now that you brought that up, like, it's weird. Like, I don't want to say it's weird, but it's like hard to kind of do what you love and then kind of like have someone that's like understanding of like what you do. Like social media, like content creating, like it takes a lot out of you.
It does. Honestly, it does. Like trying to come up with ideas and stuff like that. That's why I'm thankful for like my girlfriend now, because she completely understands what I have going on, and she's like 100% supportive and stuff. And I tell her like to go after your dreams too. She's even told me like, you inspired me to like want to chase my dreams now because I see how you are and stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, just go for it, you know? You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Facts.
You know, and it's been amazing, honestly.
Yeah, no,
She's
I'm happy
dope.
for you.
Thank you. She's dope. But that was getting ghosted. This last topic I want to talk about, this is the one I've been looking forward to the most. Tinder, like the dating apps. Holy shit. This one is going to be crazy.
Readjust for that one.
Do you believe in like dating apps? Like honestly, like do you believe like you can find like your true happiness off of meeting someone off a dating app?
It's a slippery slope right there. Shoot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I use them. I'm not gonna lie, but
I think we've all used them. Like, there's no shame in like.
Yeah.
We've all used them at a point in time and shit like that.
Shoot. I'd have to say yes and no for that one. I mean, I feel like you can. There's potential out there. Like maybe you can find someone that you really connect with, but then at the same time, I feel like a lot of people on like dating apps kind of just have ulterior motives, and they just kind of just want to have like a little fling, a little something on the side. So it's a 50-50.
Yeah, I used to be on Tinder heavy. I'm not gonna cap. Tinder and Chispa. What is it called? Chispa?
Oh,
Chespa?
yeah.
Chispa?
I
used to be on those two heavy, and like I would like look at people's bios and stuff. They'd be like, no hookups, no friends with benefits and stuff like that. But like I totally understand when you said like people have their motives on there too.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly, I've never had any luck off of it. You know, so like I'm not really like a believer in like dating apps like being like successful one, but I'm pretty sure people's been successful off of you know, finding their significant other off of the app. Do you still have like dating apps or?
I still have them, but I don't really use them as much. So yeah, I just kind of took a break from those.
I feel like honestly, like they're like a waste of time. Well, for me personally, it was a waste of time because like I would get like no interactions from them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was like, after a while, I was like, you know what, fuck this. You know, I'd rather just do like the old-fashioned traditional way. Go out, and if you meet somebody, you meet somebody. You know, just kick it off from there. That's kind of how I met my girlfriend now. You know, I met her at my brother's album release party.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then we just kind of kicked it off from there.
Jeez.
So I'm like, damn, that was like so much easier than fucking using a dating app, you know?
Them things take so much energy out of you sometimes.
And plus, like, you get like a lot of those fake accounts too.
Oh yeah,
on the dating apps. So I'm like, this is so fucking AIDS right now, you know?
At this rate, it's kind of like it's feels like it's more like having dating apps and like you said, just actually going out there and just finding someone at this point. Like it's just like, bruh.
And like the craziest thing is like you would think like dating apps are like easier.
Yeah, more like
know,
convenient.
It's like behind the phone, you know, you get to know somebody and stuff. You get to call or FaceTime, but no. In reality, it wasn't easier for me. I found it easier just meeting somebody in person.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess I'm old school in a sense of way.
No, yeah, I respect that because there's not a lot of people like that feel like, you know, they need to go out and just branch out and just whatever happens, happens.
Man, you know, and the best happened. So I'm grateful for it. But is there anything you want to say, like to end off on a good note?
Sheesh. Just thank you for having me. Shoot.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I had to. Like, this was an easy choice. Like, you've been a supporter since day one and stuff. You keep in contact, you know, congratulate me on my successes. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. You know, I felt like we had a deep conversation this episode. Before I end things, I got to do things right. Sponsorships, CNG Customs. If you guys ever need any custom shirts, keychains, cups, etc., hit them up. Their link is going to be in the description. Jojo's podcast link is going to be in the description as well. Make sure to show her some love too. And there's nothing else, man. Stay hungry, stay humble.